Did you get crucified for Jesus and stand up for the Lord's Prayer all by yourself in the Roman Empire to be the light and the way for us to live the ways of the apostles worldwide one day? You know? So when I get on here and say, when I finish being the focal point of fixing this technology and being the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, what makes you think you have the right to be critical of the way I speak and of what I'm doing? Are you standing up for the Lord's Prayer? Are you being abused by pervert scientists and selfish, violent sex cult egomaniacs anonymously? Like it explains pretty well in the books, right? So, don't any of you that watch these and study these, quote, scientifically as you perceive you think you're scientifically studying, or any of you assholes with lots of money that watch these anonymously and, don't react because you're a eternal wretched shithead, right? Don't think, right? Just get up and do right. The Lord's Prayer is deliverance from evil. Faith in infinite glory is humble and righteous and good. And an eternal life through holy covenants is better than mass murder over what you want with technology, right? Or apparently you don't. Apparently you're not capable of correcting that kind of bad brain activity. Apparently you need technology to be invented to stop you from being a threat to your own planet and species. Apparently that's the case. It's been 6 months, 8 days, 12 hours since you went away, right? But it's just not the case. So, my brain functions better than most of yours, okay? Because I am humble and I have faith in God, okay? And you're trying to win the contest with the other mass murdering asshole that's not faithful and does not have faith in God. Not humble and does not have faith in God. Okay. So it only makes sense that I'm the focal point that I know of. I don't know anybody else doing what I'm doing, of correcting technology through people trying to mass communicate through, dear Lord, save us and get us through hell. I even wake up in the morning, after being uncomfortable all night and go, Jesus, what can you do to help us, man? What can you do from the future with all the faithful to help us, get this done more quickly, help us, use the technology to use the Lord's Prayer and applying it in physics to save us from all this insanity and help us all, stop and eliminate abuse so we can recover from it, help, Jesus, I'm tired. I'm tired. And so, this is horrible, and you're giving your life and your body through the truth of creation and not as a science project by a bunch of jealous perverts that have their head so far and up their ass for the last 100,000 years in relativity that it's like, oh, go build a pyramid or fucking... It's amazing what they did and how they did it. It's amazing. It's amazing that they destroyed their ecosystem building monuments to their insanity. Okay. How does childbirth not render you catatonic? Okay, Charles, do you understand? Fuck, right? It's amazing, really? Like, remember that episode of fucking Seth MacFarlane with what's his name? Peter Griffin, and he's filming the paper bag with the video camera, and then they have a cartoon character say, "What about the circulatory system?" and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah. It's like a miracle. It looks like this. There's a little back spot. There's a flagpole rag, and the wind won't stop. There's a little black spot on the sun today. It's the same old ego problem as yesterday. Fuck. Trust me, I'm the focal point of correcting technology so we can live the Lord's Prayer. Okay. I don't expect to have 4 billion views and say, "Hi, I'm Nick Shirley. I make a lot of money talking shit about shit." Me, I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. I don't expect 44 billion views on these videos. I expect the technology to correct the assholes that trim the videos. Bing, bada bing, bada booda, bada boom, bada bing, right? That's what I expect. It would be nice if I had 4 billion views and then we were all living the Lord's Prayer by dinner time or tomorrow morning. Amarillo by morning. I said Amarillo. I said it. How did I do that? If you work hard at it, I can be what I want to be. It's Amarillo in Espanol, but I can say it's weird when you get used to speaking a certain language the way certain people speak it that you have affection for. It's hard to speak it. It's weird. I can say it's Amarillo. Okay, sorry, Amarillo. How do you say it in Texanese? Okay, it'll I think most people say El Paso pretty much close to the way it should be said, right? Las Cruces y también Cero. Okay, but there's some where it's just completely butchered, like Amarillo, right? Cero, right? And so it's like, wait, what are you saying? What do you say? Like Texas, it's Tejas. The original name of for Spanish pronunciation for the land mass that's over there across the Rio Grande is Tejas. It was with a J like the beginning of Jesus. Tejas. It wasn't Texas. The white people that had a military coup and took it over named it Texas. Primero Texas, it was Tejas. Okay, with the J in the middle, like Jesus, Corpus Christi. Right, which was probably named Corpus Christi before it was Texas. Like San Antonio and Laredo and going to San Angelo y El Paso del Norte, sí, Cero. So that was named before it was Texas. So El Paso was El Paso before Texas was Texas, right? San Angelo was San Angelo before Texas was Texas. San Antonio was San Antonio before Texas was Texas. San Antonio was San Antonio when Texas was Tejas. ¿Tú entiendes? Cero. Okay. Edinburgh, I'm not sure. Okay. McAllen, Brownsville, But Corpus Christi, quizás, maybe Corpus Christi is one of the first establishments of boats and commerce with European incursion into a place they called Tejas, which was not called Tejas primero Tejas. ¿Sí? ¿Tú entiendes? You understand? It's Comanches, And Comanches did not speak Espanol. He the man strapling warriors. Cero, okay. Just tiptoe through the tulips. Right? Do you remember the days of slavery? Do you remember what Marcus Garvey said of people without a knowledge and a history, them like a tree without root? I believe that was actually Haile Selassie. He said people without a knowledge and a history are like a tree without root, dead inside and fall for anything. If people write it on a piece of paper and then ratify it that it's so, then it is so, regardless of the true nature of the existence. Because he's told me that many times in prayer. Earl, it's one planet with one big body of water to sustain life for all the people given life by the glory of God. Okay. Tribalism sucks. I totally agree. It really does suck. And a lot of people, they just don't want to let go of that. So you are addicted to your tribal warfare mass murder group of, we are your overlords. And you don't want to stop that, even if I tell you, the people that think they're in charge, they're like, if I can't fuck her, nobody can fuck her, man. And I'll murder suicide it if I can't fuck her. Because I just can't live with the fact that if I'm not fucking her and then cloning myself and fucking her, I'm the Cal Mondego, and I shouldn't want to be you, Edmond Dantes. Do you understand what I'm saying there? And that's the kind of brain activity that early Parsons is having to deal with turning Jesus into a caricature of all the Count Mondegos to my Edmond Dantes. I see why I sat and watched the movie. I like the little girl who plays Mercedes. Yeah, she's very, charming. Yeah. I like Caviezel. Caviezel's one of my favorite actors. I liked him in Pretty Little Angel Eyes. I liked him in Angel Eyes that me and Amy watched, and I liked him in Count of Monte Cristo. And he's even good in the Denzel Washington movie where he plays the whacked out murdering ex-military guy. He's good in that. He's a good actor. He can play a creepo, wacko, and a decent guy. What other movies have I seen with Caviezel? Frequency with Dennis Quaid as his dad and trying to save mom from getting murdered through radio signals and stuff. Through radio tower signals. That's pretty good too. What else is Jimmy Caviezel in, you guys? Jimmy Caviezel. I didn't like the one with the ship with Schwarzenegger or Stallone or whatever, and I didn't like that movie. He was in it. I just didn't watch it. I like Robert De Niro. I don't watch all his fucking movies, right? You sure you got what you got? Are you sure you got what you got? Okay. That's not Are You Talking to Me? That's a different movie. But yeah, no, so, I don't like all their movies, I'm rational. I'm saying that movie sucked. Okay. Sure do like the actor. The movie sure sucked. Boy, it's going to be so nice when we're no longer having to pay bills to justify our existence to assholes with ego problems to live here, ain't it? Okay. You talking to me? Are you talking to me? Do people ever tell you no? Yeah, like, no, please don't stop. Don't kill me. Right? What was that? Analyze This. I've never watched all that movie. I've just seen the comic tidbits of it. Yeah. And Billy Crystal, I really like. City Slickers I seen. I also like Daniel Stern. Celtic Pride is one of my favorite movies. It's very funny. Anyone else like that movie? It's funny. What else was he in? He's in the two. I've seen the Macaulay Culkin movies with him with Joe Pesci, who I also like Joe Pesci. I particularly like Joe Pesci, and the one they show over and over. My Cousin Vinny, right? So yeah, there's just quite a few people. I'm the guy like Jesus, and I've watched a lot of their movies. Not that anyone cares. I forgot what the little girl's name was supposed to be. That's not her real name. Pretending to be the skinny goth girl with the other goth girl that had a fuller figure that they both wanted to have sex with more than the skinny goth girl. But at the tattoo parlor with the fake tattoo sleeves on the Big Bang Theory there. So I've watched that. Well, John Najim got me into that. Peggy's really into it, and apparently so is my Amy, according to Buggy. Yeah, Buggy says that Mom really likes Big Bang Theory. It's like, yeah, I could see her laughing at that. She really liked the 70s show and stuff too. And Malcolm in the Middle, yeah. She likes sitcoms, my Susie Bear. She likes to sit and forget about life for a while and watch something to make her laugh. And the piano sounds like a carnival, and the microphone smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar and say, man, what are you doing here? Lie, la, lie, lie, la, lie, la, lie. That's Simon. Did he say lie or lie? I can't remember. Okay. I don't know I don't think I have that one on my MP3. I do have like his greatest hits thing. I have my favorite, which isn't particularly one of his favorites, but I think most people's favorite of Billy Joel is Don't Go Changing, Try to Please Me, Never Let Me Down Before. I also like Innocent Man. Also, I have that one, yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few, Billy Joel songs that I'm fond of, But, I'm not digressing. I'm just talking to be talking. Well, I want to run for president. I want to win a Nobel Prize. I want to sell you my cell phone. I want you to buy my robot. What are you doing? I'm just talking to be talking. I want to be powerful and influential. I'm an idiot. It's funny. What do you know for funny? Meaningful conversations. What do you want for dinner, honey? How are the carrots doing? Is it almost time to go get the apricots, Grandpa? Meaningful conversations. We got lots of hummingbirds this year. Boy, the flowers sure look pretty. Yeah. How are the cantaloupes doing? Meaningful conversations. How many eggs did the chickens lay today? Meaningful conversations, right? 1 bottle of milk, 2 bottle of milk. Meaningful conversations, right? Like that one guy in Sierra Vista told me, there's no money in grocery. There's no grocery. There's no money, right? You don't eat. You don't drink. You die. You don't sleep. You die. When Tyson was explaining that, an alien may think it's strange that we sleep. It's like just about every animal on okay, except for even sharks. They move when they sleep, but they sleep, right? It's like, do you know any symbiotic life forms that come together by all the forces in the galaxy that have what's necessary for symbiotic life as we know it on a planetoid such as Earth that, just about everything sleeps, or goes dormant, or, even badgers, getting cut out of a fence. I watched that one where the guy took it and cut the badger. Yeah, he was really treading light. Yeah, they will bite you. But he was fortunate that it was stuck and couldn't. So he was catching it and setting it free, was showing the animal mercy. And then he knew what he was dealing with, and you have to be very firm, and you can't be squeamish, and you can't be. And so when he jumped, he tossed it that away from him and let it go, and she took off. But yeah, not like Sheldon's uncle, death by badger, right? And so if he had that fight or flee thing, he was. Yeah. There's not, people with that whole fight or flee thing. Fear is an intelligent, it's given to us, some people don't have what they perceive, certain developmental disabilities and disorders and stuff. And they don't know to fear people sending them to school to go compete over money. They think it's fun, And then they call people with Down syndrome retarded, right? Like me and John Gilbert in Sierra Vista. Right? He had what were considered neurological disabilities. He was disabled. He was a carryout. He put the groceries in the bags, and the people used to sit there at Fort Huachuca. One of the most intelligent communities in per capita, according to genocide operations through numbers and science projects. Would say, "Why are you so slow?" And he goes, "And they call me disabled." They were mean. A lot of them were. There were some very nice people too, but there's the collective ego problem in the psyche of the communication and the understanding in Cochise County is like off the charts. It's hard to live there. It's very difficult to live there. It's a pretty spot, but it's strategic for relative forms of communications. That's why the Chiricahua were there, and it's hard to live there because it's seen as a place of conquer. We must conquer with music. Singing rise, St. Lucia rise, or Jamaica rise. Oh fuck, here we go again. What are you doing? Well, they're getting money together to make a big phallic symbol right next to the giant womb so we can rule the sky. And then what? And then we're gonna see if aliens show up that don't sleep. Okay. Fuck, what are you going to do? I'm going to write a book now to remain a millionaire so I could move next to the Clampetts in Beverly Hills, where rich people live. Got the ghetto where poor people live. What makes you rich? What makes you poor? Oh, yeah, it's the same album, but they sat there and said that. But the thing is they said, but black people, they let me tell them this. It's a thinking that makes you rich. It's a thinking that makes you poor. It's a thinking that makes you strong. It's a thinking that makes you weak. It's not really thinking. Okay. Love. Okay. Love is what makes you strong. Okay. And when they deny you love, it makes you weak. Okay. And in that song by Sisters with Voice, it's like when she thinks about not being able to sexually reproduce with that man, she gets weak. Okay. Can't explain why your love, it makes me weak, right? And so, which is a brain chemical reaction. We all know that. We're physicists here, right? We're scientists, right? we're labeling ourselves, right? Don't label yourself. You're a human being. But that's labeling. Well, you know what I mean. It's not labeling. When we're all human beings, it's not labeling. When you're Chinese, you're an artist, you're a basketball player, you're a professional wrestler, slut. Oh, hey, You going to get your presidential knee pads? Keep me in mind. I need money to pay extortion to live here. We're not living in Loris Prairie yet. We're still stuck in Devontae Swing's basement. But what was Carol to understand? So, referring to people as human beings is not labeling. Okay. That's a scientific, technical term invented by labelers, right? There you go. I get it. I understand the irony in it, right? I get it. It's thinking that makes you rich. It's the thinking that makes you poor. Yeah, we got the ghetto where poor people live. I don't think so. I think the wealthiest man in the world is the one who has humble faith, so we can all love each other faithfully because we reflect the beauty of the truth of creation. So I don't think there's anybody rich in Buckingham Palace. Do you? No. I know there's a guest house that used to be a garage in San Ysidro that's the wealthiest room in the world, but he sits in the office chair every day with the Samsung Galaxy 10, physically all alone, but has virtual presence of the most poor people in the history of the world. Mm-hmm. Doop doop. Doopy 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 doop doop. Wonder how my Susie Bear is doing now, and especially her offspring. This is what you talk that way. Kelly Jack Green is Natalie's biological father. He didn't bother. Okay? And we all know for a fact that Crummy Cake is not my biological kid, because Kelly Jack Green's kid said, if you think you are the father of him, you really are Jesus Christ. Natalie, you are obnoxious, but Obi-Wan has taught you well. Okay? I love my Ray Ray. It's so cute. And I used to get so mad at her because she'd be so obnoxious. It's like, hello, Amy, where are her parents there? And when she would get obnoxious with me, I would go, oh, young Padawan. Okay. You're ready to take Emily under her wing and teach her to be a Jedi. Okay, Earl, you know what I'm saying? I'm obnoxious. What can I say? I'm good at it. I've been good at it my whole life. So I had to completely underachieve with everyone my whole life. I had to do it with my wives. My wives were jealous of me. And the more, if I outshined them and outshowed them, they would either abuse me or cheat on me. Both. That's cheating on you is abusing you. But yeah, it was horrible. I might happen to more people than just me. Some people, they don't see it as a relationship. They see it as an opportunity to feel like they're in control. And then they manipulate you. And as long as they're in control, everything's okay. But it's like, it's not okay. Why? Because as soon as you get bored with me, it's going to be like a Waylon Jennings song. You know? Like thinking of being with you and God knows who. But you see, my friend, I've been there too. As you wait to see who the next will be, because they've been broken. And this is probably over tens of thousands of years, and I get that. But once we're applying the physics of the Lord's Prayer, you'll be able to go, that it'll be a lot easier to just get up and close the door and walk away, Renee. And don't let the screen door hit you on your way out. Girl, your eyes have the mist of a smoke of it. And the thing is when you're not able to manipulate with delusions of power and authority with dysfunctional people for virtual presence in your house, you'll be you'll have a lot more time to reflect before you act. And this will bring your family honor and glory. I'm just kidding around, but you know what I'm saying? And so when relationships are more meaningful because you're not going, Diet Coke break, Devil Wears Prada, Diet Coke break, right? Why do we need designer clothes? Because we're all hoes. Damn, we're all stuck at the fry station at Winky Dinky Dog trying to get promoted. Shit, I'm going to go apply at the post office. Me too. Like me and Mitch, when he told me about what happened in Panama, I said, I'm getting out. I said, I am too, Mitch. They killed all those Panamanians, and it never happened. And I watched it happen right before my eyes. But to keep everything politically correct, so it was a good CIA cleanup. None of those poor people in those apartments died. And Mitch knew they did. And he got back, and they debrief him, and you don't know if anybody was in that building. You can't say for sure. All I know is it was full of lights before the Hercules gunship went over shooting the sniper in that building that was full of lights. So unless the sniper said, I'm going to go in there and turn on all the lights and move people around like I'm Macaulay Culkin Home Alone, there were a lot of people in there that died that day, but weren't considered important enough to report out in the news. I am thinking of your voice. And her hair is getting wet as she's stitching up her stockings, right? Diet Coke break! Diet Coke break! Time to get the right hotel for mermaids, or merman, Dad. Merman. I think I'm getting the black lung working in a coal mine in West Virginia. Right, Howard Stern? Gluck, 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 gluck. Right? You dig 16 tons of the other one wheel. You dig 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt, right? I owe my soul to the company store. It's not true. Not true. Your mind accepts trapping the soul in the company store because you've been trained to be a whore before you were born and pass it on to your kids. Arthur Miller, it's death of a salesman here. Wow. Why is Marilyn Monroe so high maintenance? I think she's still a candle in the wind. Me too. Me too. Okay, so if you're intelligent, you understand my conversations and are like, we need to stand up with this guy for the Lord's Prayer hasta aquí hoy. Okay. If you're dumb as a box of rocks and still think you need money to fuck and pass it on to your kids, you're completely ignoring me like the asshole engineers at NASA across the mountains. Bluebirds over the mountain. Bluebirds over the sea. Let's go circle the moon. I need more fuck money. Buy my book. I need more fucking money. And I'm having a signing at Barnes & Noble online. Oh, so it's a virtual signature. You think anybody's going to use it to cash $1 million checks to buy warplanes for China? I'm watching the Chinese Ring. That's it. Chinese Ring. Okay, guys, it's Charlie Chan with Roland Winters. It's reflecting another story I've seen before, but, I'm just John Lennoning my through this way. What are you doing? I'm just doing time, just watching the wheels go round and round. We'll get through this, guys. I'm trying to get people, I'm going to connect in prayer, let's eat more vegetables. Let's exercise more and try to get better sleep. Let's survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. I'm hoping, that real quickly some of you guys will just, realize that this technology trap is just the Chinese ring. And, master, how do I seek liberation? What binds you? I'm hoping that'll happen. Well, you can't blame a boy for dreaming, man. You know me, life's eternal, grace is infinite, and I'm a perfect lover. Okay, I love you, man. We'll talk later, all right? Peace out.